Sup, nerds? It's James here with my father Jimmy and Brandon. And today we're
Not his
talking
father. Not his father, as far as the internet has made comments for.
about. And today we are
That
talking
means
about.
you're my father and grandfather?
For all intents and purposes, I'm the middle child of this conversation.
I know it looks weird, right?
I know, right?
How cool the old people are done talking. Anyways, we're getting into a subject that's pretty cool for myself because I would have never been able to experience such things in the theater when they came out, but these two may or may not have, just depending on where time works. Theatrical re-releases of big films like Jaws, Texas Chainsaw, Back to the Future, and now that they're hitting anniversary hallmarks, which makes me feel old. And I wasn't even born when they came out.
Yeah, screw you, dude. It's weird to think of these movies that I grew up with being re-released and hitting like was it 50 years of Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Like that's insane that movie is still around and scaring the shit out of people. Jaws, as I have found out from my wonderful child there, is not as scary as when I was growing up because, dude, daddy, the Jaws looks so fake. Shut up. But still, the fact that it's so popular and such a big movie and being re-released in theaters now, those two I've not seen in theaters ever. But the one that's coming out now that I think we're all really psyched about is Back to the Future, hitting 40 years, I believe. And it's like, wow, I remember seeing that in the theater, being blown away both by the special effects. I was about 8, I guess, when it came out, and just being like, wow, this is crazy. And the way it presented time travel versus a lot of time travel back then was really bad special effects or really bad using old vehicles and just usually TV shows like Quantum Leap, and you're like, which was good and all that, but I don't know. It was light years ahead of what time travel had been prior to that. So I really appreciate that that's getting re-released and that hopefully we can all go see that together because that's such a good movie.
I absolutely have to agree.
I love all 3 Back to the Future films so much. It's funny you talk about the effects because, like, as I've gotten older and watched it, the only part that ever really is like, man, that looked weird, is where they're in the mall parking lot, and then all of a sudden they're on a green screen with the fire tracks going through their legs, and then they're back in the parking lot. Like, but like as I've gotten older, I've loved that shot more and more just because it's kind of
Even when I saw it, it bothered me. It's like, Michael J. Fox, your foot is in the fire.
Yeah, right? Like he did not get out of the way.
Yeah.
He's still very much in trouble.
In that same note, I think what bothers me more is that because somebody pointed out, I can never unsee it. When you watch the car being driven by Doc when he has the remote control, I can see the dude wearing the Einstein costume.
Yes.
Yes. So every time I see that scene, I'm like, suspension of disbelief. Shit.
So good, dude.
But it's so funny because it's like, I'm still enthralled by the movie because it's just a filmmaking quirk. And it doesn't help that as someone who loves time travel and that kind of quantum physics and studies it, that it's like I can talk until the end of time about how egregious the time travel rules are in Back to the Future because it doesn't follow itself. But what's so amazing is that when I watch it, I don't care. I'm just sucked into a movie, and it follows probably one of the best rules you could ever learn about writing science fiction. Don't explain your rules, because the second you explain your rules and you break them, you've lost everybody. If you never explain your rules, who cares? It's just a fun movie, and people can be like, oh, well, the rules aren't strict, but it doesn't matter because they never said this is this, this is that. And it's such a brilliant detail that they never explain how time travel should work. And rather,
I never thought about that they really just kind of like wing it as shit goes on. Like even the ending of the first one with them just like, it's your kids, like, Marty, do this. I need you to step in and pretend to be your son so we can change this. I don't know. It's also insane genetically how Michael J. Fox's kid looks identical to him.
Dude, his wife had crap genetics.
Male and female.
Marty, we gotta go to the future and save your kids. They're saying Skippity and Riz in Ohio. Marty, it makes no sense. Marty.
What I love is that we have this early mid 80s film where 88 miles per hour seems really fast. Like growing up, I was like, oh my God, like, can you even hit 88 miles per hour? And don't watch this if you're Clark County, Las Vegas police, Metro, whatever. I do that like daily. It's like, shit, I'm going to go into the future.
Yeah, I'd be time traveling on the 215 every once in a while.
Every day. And I'm also like how they said how cool like a DeLorean is. Like growing up, I wanted a DeLorean. Now that I'm adult and you hear how shitty those vehicles were, you're like, seriously, why do they pick a DeLorean? That's hilarious.
Saved an entire brand. I mean, the best line has to be, well, future boy, who's the president in 1985?
Which is an awesome callback for Ted Lasso. Ronald Reagan, the actor.
Oh, that was good.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's God, the casting for that movie was so good after they recast Stoltz. Nothing wrong with Stoltz as an actor. He's great. He couldn't get the comedy that Michael J. Fox could. And you get then the interplay between Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox, and those two are just pure chemistry. And then you have Crispin Glover, who I swear to God is so good at playing the awkward dude that every time I watch this movie, I don't see Crispin Glover. I see McFly.
It is what, like, I mean, to you've seen a movie so many times, you start picking it apart like in weird little spots, but like it is a crazy thing to think about that like Marty McFly probably had to go through so much therapy to find out that his dad was a pervert and his mom was a horn dog. Like just
well, and it's what's so amazing is when you rewatch it
up, dude.
And you see the intro, you have his mother sitting down and be like, I would never do that with a boy. And then if you've seen the movie before, you're like, that's bullshit.
She's like, I took off your pants and read your underwear.
And it's
but
so funny.
Who's a worse role model though, Brandon?
They're both.
We see him in the beginning where he's being bullied by Biff, which again, folks, this is 100% accurate early 80s. Well, who's going to get this beer stain out of my jacket? Because I was driving and backing up and got in an accident. Like, yeah, you could drink and drive back then.
That line always makes me giggle because it's like I've never known a world without the law that's no drinking and driving. So to then watch a movie where it's like, oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm like,
I saw clips of news reports when that was a thing, and people were like, I'll drink and drive till the day I die, like out of protest. And that's just fucking hysterical to me.
It's hilarious to think that was real. Like people literally standing on their hill, ready to die over drinking and driving.
I can drive drunk, you friggin' dork.
Give me my keys. Give me my keys.
Ripes.
Shut up.
That's another one that I think gets overlooked as we talk about Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox and how amazing they are. Leah Thompson. Yes. She is so phenomenal, both as the mom in the beginning when she's acting all old and shit, but then as the girlfriend, I guess, the one who's pursuing him as a teenager in the 50s. It's like, dude, she is really good.
And Tom Wilson as Biff, I don't think you could ever reach the level of villain like that unless you're, why am I blanking on his name?
Biff?
No, Vader. Who voiced Vader?
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, unless you're like James Earl Jones as Darth Vader or Christopher Lee as Saruman. And it's like Biff achieves that level of villain so well because Tom Wilson just goes the extra mile to make you want to sock this fucker's face in.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it through the whole franchise. That's what I love. Like,
he sucks the whole time.
Biff as an old man is a piece of shit.
I would not
be afraid to kick his knees.
Every version of him, and I think that's why he's such a good villain. Is that like at no point do you ever like he and I kind of miss like villains just being villains, and he is a villain the whole way through.
Yes, absolutely. He just sucks.
Yeah.
I'd like to give a shout out to Mark McClure, who we've talked about Superman before, and He was the Jimmy Olsen of the Christopher Reeve, but he's also the brother who just happens to be there at the beginning and the end, and the one with the stupid shirt in the photo that's getting erased. And then Wendy Jo Spangler, make sure I get that right. Sperber, I'm sorry. She passed away. She was a really funny actress. I believe she was in what was that Tom Hanks TV show? The first one he did with
Bosom Buddies.
Yeah, I believe she was in that. But yeah, she was also good as the sister. And
oh yeah,
I enjoyed them. But there are so many little pieces that you don't even realize, like Billy Zane.
You know, I was about to say the bringing up the Phantom himself, Billy Zane.
Exactly. And the other one that cracked me up, because we just watched kind of watched Young Guns, James. And I'm sitting there listing all the people in the beginning as they're doing the shootout. I'm like, oh yeah, this guy was in this guy was in this guy. I mean, they're all famous. And then the last guy, I'm like, James, I don't know what else he's done. And I looked him up. He's like, oh, he was 3D. The dude who wears the 3D glasses, Back to the Future. I'm like, cool, he did something good.
Now I want to give two big honorable mentions. Of course, I can't remember the actor's name, but the dude who plays Strickland, because he's an incredible actor elsewhere.
He's still alive, I believe. James,
is he?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? James Tolkien.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
And our boy Leslie Mann, who plays, I think he sucked. I think he took his wallet.
I think he took his wallet.
I think he took his wallet.
He's so concerned. That man is so concerned in that moment about the wallet theft.
I think he took his wallet.
Yeah, James Tolkien is still alive. 1931, he was born. Also from Top Gun. But yeah, he played the mean bald dude and everything. War Games. Yeah.
Was he in THX, or am I misremembering that?
No.
Okay,
that's a little actor named Robert Duvall. Maybe you've heard of him.
I confused the two because they look similar in my mind because they're both.
Ouch, dude.
I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming. As soon as he said that response.
Anyways.
And then
comments.
I do want to add really quickly, the orchestration for Back to the Future is just
I mean, that score is incredible. Like, those movies are great, man. And I just think, like, they're like, you know, I know we've talked about this before, and bringing up like Jaws, which spawned all these sequels and stuff like that. And then Back to the Future. Like, I don't need a new Back to the Future. I think the reason this works so well is that, like, when it took place, the technology we had, I don't need more. I know Jimmy's giving a look right now, which means he has some sort of news.
I thought about this. No, not news.
Just okay.
Opinion in that I agree that I think the original trilogy is iconic, and I know people are like, well, second and third aren't as great. It's like, yeah, I get that. They're just entertaining, so shut up. But I would love a universe where they did make another one that included the originals, not rebooted, but somehow included the originals, almost like a Terminator storyline. And not scary, but I mean,
I would love the Terminator storyline.
In that they include all the Terminator movies in the stories. Not that it's scary and we have THX or, you know, whatever.
Doc shows up on his giant train to rescue Marty from the Terminator.
Christopher Lloyd coming back, and he's still Doc Brown doing Doc Brown shit. I understand Michael J. Fox and his real life issues, but he is coming to be in the TV show Shrinking, so maybe he would come back as Marty. I don't know. But to have them included and tell a new version of Back to the Future, because we are at a point where a lot's happened since 1985, and there's a lot of history that now we could tell in a different way, and it would be fun to revisit those things and to revisit this idea that we are, like, I keep seeing these memes, like if you went back in time now for what Marty did in 1985 to 1955, we would now be at 1995. And it's like, fuck, that sucks.
So do you want a Back to the Future 2020 or an actual 2020 in the world of Back to the Future? Like, it turns out we don't have flying cars and shit yet.
It would be fun to revisit that and be like, well, shit, the version I went to back when I went to the future, we had, what was it? The Florida Marlins or the Florida Gators or whatever they were called win. It was like, that was close, or Rocky 2000. It's like, or no, it was Jaws 5000 or whatever. Yeah. It's like, that'd be funny to revisit that and be like, well, that didn't happen. We didn't get any of that shit, flying skateboards and whatever. So I think it'd be fun. I get it. And I understand people would hate it, but if you had the right story, kind of like Top Gun Maverick, was so awesome, I'd be open to it. But
Yeah,
I don't
man.
want Robert Zemeckis coming back and be like, hey, look what I can do with these cartoon characters and this, Polar Express shit as back.
No, dear God, don't do
Let's
that.
make
No, no, no.
Beowulf worse. Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
Hey, were you bored by the book? Do I have a movie for you?
Yes, I was very bored by the book.
you're gonna love this movie.
So I am open. I'm not advocating, but I'm open to a potential sequel in that franchise.
Okay.
I just remembered it's spooky season, so we're getting there, and it's one of my personal favorites. I'm excited for. Rocky Horror does hit its 50th anniversary this year.
Wow.
Yeah, longest running theatrical release ever.
I was like, but does a re-release of that really matter since it's kind of
No, it's just continuation of its consistent re-release.
He literally said, no.
No, it's
No. Seriously.
No.
Longest running box office ever. You cannot refute that because it has been in theaters, whether documented or not, since 1975. So 50 years of continuous theater showings.
I don't know if I'd want to see that in the theater though, because I'd want to actually watch the movie and not necessarily partake in all the.
Oh, no. I will not be seeing that with a group in a theater because I'm just no. It's too
If
much.
I'm with a group of friends and we're just singing along and we're doing one or two of those jokes, that's fine. But it's the reason I love Rocky Horror so much is that I get to watch it without the clutter and the mess. And I love hearing the music and getting to sing along and all of that. But I also love it as a work of art and as a musical. And there's nothing wrong with theater participation and audience participation. It enhances the experience. But it's not
what
the
I'm hearing?
experience I want.
I'm hearing that Brandon and I are like-minded old people. Be like, shut the fuck up, get off my lawn. And James is like, dude, let's turn the music up. Let's have fun. Yeah, youngin.
Like,
no.
I would participate if it were the stage show version, but if it's in the theater, it's like I want to watch it, maybe sing along, but I'm not throwing rice at the screen.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. You can't bring rice in the movie theater.
Yeah, Gen Z.
Cooked rice or dry rice?
Yeah.
The whole point is that it's like a wet. Okay.
I just don't know if you're at home cooking rice, throwing cooked rice at the screen.
No, why would I waste cooked rice?
That sounds diabolical. Why would you waste uncooked rice?
Why would you waste food? There are a million people in China that are starving.
Well, now it's a billion people in America. Not to get political.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Are they gonna acknowledge the mess of Reagan in this Back to the Future? Like
Donald Trump, the actor? Fuck.
The reality TV star?
Well,
the guy no one takes seriously.
Since we're being on PC, one of the things I would really like to see with my son in the theater is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I could see one of the most annoying characters ever killed on the big screen.
I'm sorry.
And it just so happens that he's handy capable, but fucking Franklin, man.
Yeah,
that dude is the most annoying person in any movie ever.
He does suck a lot, and I hate to say that.
I can think of off the top of my head 3 characters I like cheered at when they died. Emperor Palpatine, Willie Loman from Death of a Salesman, and fucking Franklin. Because god damn it.
We have a very different list.
Yeah, I don't know how you make a character that should be sympathetic the most annoying fuck ever. And yet somehow they did it. And it's like, Franklin, I want you to shut the fart up, please. Just stop talking.
What's great is if you have the DVD or maybe even the Blu-ray, I don't know, there's deleted scenes. And one of the deleted scenes is they're in that house that was his grandparents and he's in the wheelchair. And clearly they filmed on location at some crappy old house. And one of the floorboards gives away and his wheelchair just goes tipping over. And you're like, yeah, fuck you, Franklin.
If I had Franklin on that list, it would also be followed by Dobby and from Harry Potter, because I hate that. I get so much shit from fans like, how could you hate Dobby? Dobby drives me crazy the entire time he exists. I remember reading the book when he dies. I was just like, thank God that's over.
That's funny.
And then Optimus Prime, when he gets killed in the second Transformers movie, I was the only person excited for that.
I was gonna say if you were going like based off of the '80s cartoon, I was about to punch you through.
Yeah, I was like,
no. I've always been a
That's
Decepticon fan because the Autobots were just so like annoyingly wholesome. Like,
oh
so,
no,
like,
undying optimism in the face of evil.
I was gonna say, I think
No, I
somehow
like it
misunderstood
better
Brandon
now.
liking Batman. He doesn't like Batman. He likes Joker.
Forgot them.
Rachel. Rachel.
Master Wayne, what are you speaking of?
Listen, you're not gonna get an argument out of me that's not the best Batman voice, but anyways.
But can you imagine seeing? And we missed it. I missed it. I didn't get to see Texas Chainsaw Massacre in theaters this time around. But can you imagine seeing that movie on the big screen? I don't know if they digitized it and did it right, or they're going to do it with the film. I honestly didn't pay that much attention to it. But the sound and having that digitized and having that in surround sound with you, dude, I think I would just go nuts just hearing that in a theater with that sound system, because that is so haunting.
That movie, dude, that movie's so good. Like the first one to me remains just this gem of a horror movie that, like, even with some of the remakes being fun or whatever, like, there's just something about that one that just, like, even the way it ends,
they've never captured the raw terror.
I would love to see it in the theater. I didn't think about that part of it, but like the noises in a updated movie theater would be unnerving. Like,
I have to agree. I can think of, as of right now, 3 horror films that make me genuinely uneasy. And that would be Hereditary, The Thing, and Texas Chainsaw. And it's like all for different reasons, but Texas Chainsaw with updated sound design, just like hearing it more cleanly. I mean, when you hear the dude get bonked on the head with the hammer, it's like it'd be so funny if it weren't so like visceral and literally skull crushing. Or when he puts one of the girls or somebody on the meat hook and you hear the tear of the flesh, and it's like,
honestly, even the scene towards the end when they're trying to have the grandfather kill it, just the fact that everyone is talking and laughing and just like layers of this just noise of like you can't hear yourself think because everybody is just loud, and that in a like I bet that just.
And you guys know me well enough. I've actually spoken on the other side of this most times, but it's one of those ones where I think if I saw it on film, I'd be like through the roof, because it's such a gritty movie to watch it on film versus a clean digital. I think that would just make it that much worse. Meaning
it almost
better.
Like feel like a grindhouse at this
point.
Yeah.
It was years ago, but I saw Halloween in theaters for a Mondo mystery movie. And it was so awesome seeing it on film. It also sucked because you saw like the green lines because it's been shown a million times, and there were definitely scenes missing because the film got caught somewhere along the line, and we had all of a sudden jump cuts that weren't meant to be. But just to see it on film and the grit and the grain, it was so beautiful. So to see that with Texas Chainsaw, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's that film knows how to make you want to like vomit just based off of what you're seeing on the screen. And what I love so much is that it's like, when I evaluate it, I think of a film like The Exorcist, which is disturbing in a different way, that it's the paranormal and it's something we can't grasp. I don't like admitting this, but I would not be surprised if I incidentally stopped at the wrong place in the middle of nowhere, America. I would run into a family like that. And it doesn't help living in Nevada, where the eyes have hills is a very real threat when you think about it. Like,
the eyes have hills?
The eyes have hills?
The hills have eyes, excuse me. Excuse me. But it's like the drive from Vegas to Reno, for any of you who are watching and know that, it's like you will get to a town and it's like, I don't want to stop here.
Oh, I mean, for several reasons, most dealing with political flags in their front yard. But man,
but it's
tell you,
it's just that visceral feeling you get from watching Texas Chainsaw, where it's like, this place feels wrong
whatever the stop is before Tonopah, I'm always like, let's just get through this.
I'm shocked there's not been a horror film. Maybe there is. I just don't know about it. With the curiosity of Zizix, that road, like just to get off and be like, I wonder what's down here. And I've heard and I know, and I think there's actually a documentary about what's really down there. But it's like, dude, I am shocked. Just it's XXYYZZ road.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, I was just like, that's always intrigued me, but not enough because I've seen enough horror movies. Like, I'm not going down there. Fuck that.
We pulled off one time there to launch off fireworks on the way back from California.
But did you die?
No. Well,
Did you
I
see
mean,
Mothman?
that'd be weird. That'd be weird.
What was Mothman on his desert vacay?
Wait a minute. I haven't seen Cubby in a long time. What happened to Cubby?
He never returned.
Great.
Cubby, no!
No, I mean, yeah, I'm sure, but I mean, that's the crazy part about Nevada is that most of it is scary.
Yes.
Federally owned land.
Yeah.
With nuclear testing.
Yeah.
But it's just that unease for me is that genuinely I fear that if I did pull off to the side of the road and went up to a house that looked just like that, I would be greeted by Leatherface and taken in for dinner.
And that's what's so beautiful of that film is when they go and just looking for help and they walk in and then that metal door and he picks up the girl and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
It sets such a tone. It sets such a tone so quickly. Yeah. And it like, because they don't take build up with it. She's walking around, it opens, he hits, he pulls, he closes. And then it's like, what happened to our friend?
And it's like you can tell that it really affected slashers thereafter, that you kind of get the introduction that it's like something's wrong. But I don't think any slasher thereafter really got that close to being that just like, oh, fuck you, we're going right into the violence with it.
Well, what's also fun about that in comparison to other slasher movies is that there's never a supernatural element introduced in that first film.
They're all just fucked up and crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can say anything like Friday the 13th because it's Jason's mom, but at the end when like he comes out of the water and Freddy's all supernatural, it was just like, no, this is just a family living in the boondocks, and these people just happen to break down in the wrong area.
Well, that's what's funny is we're talking about the family itself. We didn't even really talk about what happened to the people when they die. They're made into chili. Like they're made into food. It's like, Jesus Christ, these are cannibals. Like, we don't even really discuss that.
I don't know how much studying the director, writer and director, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, one more time.
Toby Hooper.
I don't know how much research he did. Hooper.
Oh,
Hooper.
He's a big baller.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Toby Hoops.
I don't know how much research he did when he went to go write and make the film, but it is very true that a lot of cannibalistic societies and cannibalistic people will be driven insane because when you eat human flesh, it causes a biological reaction that deteriorates the human brain. So he's not far off in that a cannibalistic family is literally insane in that way. And so it really, from a scientific perspective, terrifies me even more that he captured that just insanity and fucked upness.
But Jimmy, didn't you tell me like a long time ago that I was originally supposed to be more funny?
I only think that because the sequel, which Toby Hooper did, he claimed that was more in line with what he wanted to do.
Which is crazy.
And I'm like, I hate the sequel. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh my God, that is the movie. It's like, shut up. And then Kim Henkel, who was the other writer on the film, he made The Next Generation, which is the fourth one, which is theoretically more in line with what he wanted. And it's like, what the fuck is that thing? Wow. So it's like, how do you guys not just be like, all right, maybe this wasn't exactly what we wanted, but because this is the scion of like horror movies, we're just going to lie our asses off and be like, that's exactly what we wanted. It was perfect.
The whole time.
Yeah. I don't know. I just such
I was going to say, if you have something as good as the original Texas Chainsaw, you have to play it like you're playing pool. Pretend everything you did was on purpose.
Yeah.
And it's sad because every other movie they both kind of made just never reached that, which is understandable because Texas Chainsaw Massacre is so good. And there's always comments that, well, Steven Spielberg really directed Poltergeist, not Toby Hooper. So the only one I really know was Eaten Alive. And it's like, that was not great. it was okay. And then obviously their follow-ups to their own movies, like whatever, dude. No,
Yeah.
just admit Texas Chainsaw Massacre, whether it was just pure accident or just planned, it's just beautiful. Even, and I guess this is just goes along with how lucky it was to become so good. John Larroquette being the opening narration, it's like, how the fuck does that happen? Oh, because he happened to meet Toby Hooper somewhere in like Colorado and gave him weed, and Toby Hooper met movie. It's like, and then that John Larroquette became this Emmy Award winning person from TV, and you're like, wow, that worked out nice.
I really hope Hooper didn't write this wall high, because then I'd be very concerned for what his trips look like.
Drug use in the 60s and 70s? No, James, that did not.
No, not in that time period.
No.
Everybody took Dare and they took it seriously.
Yeah, it was on the up and up, my friend.
Yeah.
That's why if you use drugs, you die.
I don't remember the Dare's lion's name, but he was we were all very loyal to him.
That reminds me of one of my favorite Community jokes. Pierce says, before AIDS, sex was like a handshake. Everybody did it. And Abed follows up with, hence AIDS. Same as true drugs. Before drug addiction, drugs were just like candy. Hence drug addiction.
I mean, yeah.
As usual, what were we talking about? Yes. Re-releases in the movie theater. Can't wait for Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But we are. It's so weird to think that we're coming up on these massive anniversaries, because Star Wars is coming up on 50, episode 4. And it's like, dude, that is amazeballs. Obviously, they're going to do something special with it. I'm excited just because
they're going to do something special. All the people online are going to not talk shit for one day.
I didn't say miraculous. I said special.
I think if that happened, we would have, for a single day, achieved world peace. Wow.
Right. But I do joke. I've talked to James, and I'm like, I think A New Hope is the one I've seen the least in the theaters, mainly because I wasn't born when it came out. I was a month later that I was born. Obviously, I didn't go see it as a baby. So I think that's the one I've seen the least. But it's my favorite. So I want to see it again and again and again in theaters.
That would be cool to see. We should plan that if they do throw in theaters.
They're doing something special. I don't know what it is, but
we should plan for that. I think that'd be fun.
Which reminds me, they're doing something for Tron Ares. I can't remember which theater chain, but they're showing Tron Legacy, and Tron Ares all before they release it. So I'm excited, and I believe they're doing the 3D version of Legacy. Yeah,
okay.
Which is
I need to know what theater chain is doing that, because I will make sure I am there, because I want to see the original Tron in theaters so bad.
That would be fun. That would be very fun. It would actually, I think it'd be more fun to know them in a theater of people who actually want to watch the first Tron movie in theaters.
Please, we got to do that. I want to hear Wendy Carlos score. I want to see I'm sorry. I love the original Tron so much for its visual effects, no matter how dated, because it's just so unique. I'm so excited for that. And to see Legacy again in theaters.
That's one of the few where I'm like, it'd be cool if they cleaned up the original Tron for theater.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think if they touched it up in just like a few places where they've got weird green screen clipping, it could be heralded as one of the most beautiful science fiction films ever made, because of just how visually creative and unique it was, on par with 2001 when it first came out.
Look, you took him out of the conversation.
Yeah, done.
But Star Wars when it first came out.
I'm not an advocate of 3D. It's fun when it is and whatever, but the use of 3D in Legacy was so awesome. It was literally like
I don't think I saw the 3D.
It was like Captain EO, where it's like, okay, guys, put your glasses on now.
That's actually, if we're gonna re-release anything, let's re-release Captain EO.
I agree with that too.
But
the use, also George Lucas, but the use of the glasses when they go into the grid and now it's 3D, you're like, holy fuck.
Oh, is that the way they did it?
Yeah, it wasn't 3D in the real world, only when you got to the grid. And then when you got to the grid, everything was 3D, and you're like, damn, that was well played.
Cool.
That would be awesome to go and do it backwards with the original Tron, because I think that would be so interesting to see that in 3D if they could make it work well. And then
Only with
obviously
the 3D technology of the 80s, so it was like Jaws 3D,
Yeah.
or the 13 3D, where they're
I was
like
gonna say
green and
3D shot. That's my favorite game with friends. Is say 3D every time there's an obviously 3D shot.
you remember the guy that holds up the eyeball? He's just
Oh
like,
yeah, vividly.
Yo-yo.
They do that in. They
using
do
the
that in.
yo-yo has never been more important than Friday the 13th 3.
They do that in. It's funny because I don't own the 3D version of it, which even makes it funnier. But the Harold and Kumar Christmas movie, they talk about that, and they do say he's like, well, because 3D's cool.
Nice.
And he's just like, why are you standing like that?
I'd love to do that in like a Monty Python way, where they're not doing it 3D, but like, you know, when you take on your phone, when you take like an 0.5 photo,
Yeah.
and it's like really warped. I'd love to do that as a shot with a camera in 3D. And it's two characters talking about like how overused 3D is in action films.
Yeah.
And so it's a back and forth where it's a very uncomfortable 3D with like the weird 0.5 camera angle, and it'd be very Monty Python in that way. Sorry, that's me being a weirdo.
Okay, weirdo.
Cool.
Anyways, but yeah, that's just some of the stuff. And then I think we should be proactive next year. We'll see what anniversaries are coming up next year, so we can talk about those, because that is kind of fun to look at.
And please,
Oh.
I need to know when Tron is coming to theaters, because
I'm going to tell everyone but you. There's going to be a lot of people confused as to why I'm telling them this information, because they're going to be like, I don't like any of those movies.
Dude, everyone I know, who even the people who hate Tron, are going to be there except for me, and I'm going to be like, no, damn it.
What, like the 3 people I know who like Tron? You being 2 of them?
Yay!
Still one of the best segments ever in The Simpsons. Who here seen Tron? Have you seen it?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Wait.
I mean, no.
Beautiful.
Or my favorite in-universe one. Am I still to create the perfect system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Anywho, let us know what re-releases you guys are excited for, what anniversaries are coming up you're excited for. And if you find those little nuggets that we've never even heard of, and you're like, dude, this just hit 50 years, please let us know, because we're obviously nerds.
Please.